All right. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, so I think this is my first video of the year, and what I'm going to actually talk about this time is I'm calling it Operation Fat Ass, at least as of right now. Um, Probably not the best name. I'll think of something, but this is where I try to drop about 50 pounds, probably in the next 5 months, and basically between a combination of dieting and exercising, stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see how it works. On this first week, I didn't really do anything strict. Kind of cut out pretty much all the breads and starches. Cut out coffee, which sucked. By the second day, had pretty massive headache. It went away, but yeah, pretty much whole week. Basically, didn't have coffee, so that's good. I was eating 2 or 3 meals a day, not measuring anything. Just mostly cut out like sweets, starches, breads, pastas. Not that I eat that much pasta, but kind of starting to clean up the diet. Started adding vegetables. So yeah, we'll go ahead. I created a Excel sheet to kind of track everything, and we'll get to that now. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that. I've been working with OBS Studio, and we'll just see kind of how it goes. But if you see right here, I'll make it bigger in case y'all need it. Let me just, boop, boop. That should work. Let me go a little bit bigger. Okay, that's probably good enough. So I actually started in December. I had to go back to work, and by then, pretty much all the holidays are over. So I weighed myself first thing in the morning. I was 241 and a half pounds. Most of these measurements came from a couple tools I'll talk about that I kind of use to track things, just like health trackers and whatnot. But yeah, 241.5, December 7th or December 31st. Then next day 241.7, 241.9, and then it was like, if you can actually see, it was actually going up. But I was trying to cut down my food. Definitely cut all the stuff out. But then January 3rd, I got down to 240.4. Next day, 238.2. The went up a little bit, 239. Skipped weighing myself a day. I'll talk about the colors here in a second. The 7th, 239.7. 8th, 238.2. Skipped another day. Yesterday, 237.0, and this morning, 236.4. So I think, see, 241, it's like 5 pounds. Not too bad. I think mostly this is water weight. Just because, I cut out most of the breads and starches and, lack of a better word, kind of like a keto diet. Not complete carnivore because I did have vegetables. I added that in just, I guess for the fiber. But yeah, started dropping weight. So I think most of this is the majority. We'll say 75% is probably water weight. Kind of anticipate the next day, or not next day, next week, probably doing something pretty similar, but we'll see. You can kind of see down here, I'll just highlight most of those. On average, I burned about 3,000 calories a day, and this is total calories. These aren't, me getting on a treadmill, running, and just burning 3,000 calories. It was total calorie expenditure. Let me know if you want to see this article or this article. This document is a living document. I'm probably going to improve it over a bunch of months and weeks. So if you want to see exercise expenditure, if you want to see like some of the workouts and exercises and things that I've done, put it in the comments. I'll probably end up adding a lot of that stuff anyway. But yeah, Um, for steps, total steps taken, haven't hit 10,000. It's a loose goal, but it's not really my target. At the end of the day, like even January 1st, I wasn't going to walk around in circles around my living room just to hit the 10,000. Yeah, I'll work on it. I do expect this to increase as my just running capacity increases, and walking increases. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll get a standing, or no, what are the treadmill, the desk treadmills, but we'll see. Readiness, I'm terrible. On a scale of like 1 to 100, I'm basically a C student or failing. Sleep score, I'm definitely a failure. And most of these come from the Oura ring right here that I have. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. So I'll talk about the tools and apps. Again, let me expand it. So food tracking, again, I'm not like trying to, at least this first week, I'm not trying to measure really strict or all my calories. If I have a chip, yeah, whatever. I think providing that I still see downward trends and improvement in my weight, I'll probably just kind of keep doing what I'm doing. And if it kind of stalls, then I'll start tweaking the knobs and seeing what we can do to get the movement back down. But food tracking generally, well, food tracking, the app, I'm using MyFitnessPal, just a free account, and I'm kind of mainly typing in stuff. It'd be nice if I did pay for it, because then I could just scan a barcode. But again, I'm not really eating packaged food. We kind of have an ingredient based kitchen and household. I think if somebody came to our kitchen, they wouldn't think we have hardly anything to eat, but yep, just ingredients. 10, 15 pound bag of flour, as much spices as you could want. You have chicken and beef and no lamb, but fish, and it just we're an ingredient household, so we kind of make everything from scratch. Fitness apps. I've been testing the Runna app, mostly because I want to get on a program that kind of, almost like a couch to 5K or something like that. But I need something to kind of keep me honest, because I tend to go way too hard, way too fast, and injure myself. So I basically, put in my age, my weight. I think I put in that I have very little running experience and stuff like that, but I want to get into running. Again, it's not a paid app, or you can pay to get like premium features and stuff like that. But I'm testing it, so it's just the the free plan. Peloton. We do have a Peloton treadmill and a Peloton bike. I predominantly do the treadmill, but also use the apps. That integrates pretty well with the Apple Watch. I guess I probably should have put the Apple Watch in there, but integrates pretty well with the Apple Fitness app and the watch. They got some pretty good stuff for stretching and things like that, which I've been doing, and I am not flexible at all. Weight tracking. I have a Withings scale. I think it was less than 100. I think I spent 50 to 75. It's not the one with all the bells and whistles, but it mainly gets your body fat, obviously your weight, a couple other things, but really I'm just focused on weight and the body fat. And sleep tracking, like I said, the Oura ring. I'll change this. I'll edit it and add the Apple Watch. But that's kind of what I'm doing to track things. Go to next tab. Oh, okay, didn't put anything in there. So I'm doing some kettlebell exercises. Probably probably 3 or 4 that I got from YouTube. I think a famous one, if you were to type in like Joe Rogan kettlebell circuit, that's one of them. But he does like 3 sets of everything because I'm trying not to break myself. I'm using a pretty light kettlebell and only did 1 circuit or one round of everything. As time goes on, it gets a little bit easier. I'll probably increase my capacity first by doing all 3 sets, and then I'll start gradually increasing the kettlebell weight. But I feel, here it is like 8 years since I've retired from the military. I work on computers, so I basically sit at a desk all day, and I feel very fragile, not very flexible. Every time in the past, every time I've tried to do something, after 3 or 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I ended up breaking myself. So when I kind of started getting heavier, I was like, okay, let me go start jogging again. Started jogging, and within a couple weeks, I just would get a constant cramp in, I think it was my right calf, to where, after a quarter mile, a half mile, I basically just had to stop. So quit jogging, quit doing the long distance running. It's like, okay, well, let me try sprints. So trying to sprint. Nope. After that, I don't know if I have arthritis in my, lower back sacrum area, but right there on the right side, anytime I do sprints, it hurts, and I'm pretty much out for maybe even close to a week, at least 3 or 4 days. I'm not out, but it's just very achy. So I was like, okay, well, I can't run, I can't jog, let me go lift weights. So, last year, started lifting weights. Wasn't focusing real hard on powerlifting, but I was kind of doing like a little bodybuilding, powerlifting type thing, and saw good improvements up until I tore my pec. And if you've seen any other videos, that's a whole year and a half story in and of itself. Which, little update, pec's still doing good. The little knot that I had, it's kind of gone down, and generally feels pretty good. But because of how many times I've hurt my back in the past from powerlifting, tore the pec, twisted an ankle, which is very, very likely why I'm having like a, what do they call it, plantar fasciitis heel issue that I'm kind of working through. I'm just basically falling apart. So trying to fix all that, and we'll see. Overall goal, I think it would definitely help my body to not weigh as much as I did. So if I can take 50 pounds off and try to maintain my quote unquote fighting weight of around the low 190s, I think for my height, at least on Marine Corps standards, 197 was my max weight, but kind of want to get down to about 190, 191. I think that'd be pretty good. So, yeah, probably have a habit of rambling. I think I've gone on about 13 minutes, 14 minutes, so I'm going to end it there. Tell me what you like about the video. If you want to see more, I'll be doing these weekly updates. And yeah, so I will see you in the next video. See ya.